Alrighty, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Career Catapult podcast. Really glad that you're here for this one. This is for those of you who are already senior leaders. Okay, you are already senior leaders. I'm going to talk with you today about the one big mistake that only senior leaders make. Okay, this is not a mistake that you'll see in the earlier ranks in the organization. This isn't a mistake I see, particularly in the population of VPs and SVPs. Okay, so if this is where you are in your career, then keep on listening, because I want you to hear this one blind spot that you are likely to make if you are already at this level. Because most of my private clients who I work with, one-on-one inside the Catapulted Leader program are VPs and SVPs at global companies. And they come to me because they want to become better leaders in their current level, but they also want to land what's next. And collectively, consistently, there's one blind spot that shows up over and over and over again. It's one that it's almost like I know it's going to be there. It's just a matter of when it's going to show up, but it's a blind spot that exists over and over again. Okay. It has nothing to do with the work. It has nothing to do with competence. It has nothing to do with results. It has nothing to do with their mastery of their function. Okay. Typically, they already have that. They already have that. They have the results, they have the accomplishments, the accolades, all of that. Okay. This blind spot shows up particularly in their ability to advocate for themselves. In their ability to advocate for themselves. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hear me out. You're thinking, Stella, how does one get to this level without knowing how to advocate? How do you get to be VP? How do you get to be SVP if you don't know how to advocate? That seems like the price of entry. I didn't say they don't know how to advocate. That's not what I said. They do know how to advocate expertly well. What I said was, they don't know how to advocate for themselves. They know how to advocate for their teams. When they have those team members who are highly valuable, when someone on their team wants a raise, wants a promotion, wants a special seat on a seat on a special assignment or a high visibility project, oh, they show up and they go to bat. They will push and fight and back channel to make that happen. But over time, what I've discovered is that expertise rarely, if ever, gets used for themselves. They will use it for their team members, but they will rarely use it for their own benefit. And I want you to let that sink in. And if you are at this level, I want you to do an audit of yourself, whether this resonates with you, whether you find yourself doing this, where you know how to advocate, you know how to get what you want. You know how to get what you want because you consistently demonstrate that in your ability to get what you want for your team members. Okay? Somebody wants a promotion, they want more money, they want a bigger bonus. You know how to make that happen. You know how to go toe to toe with your peers. You know how to speak up in the talent reviews. You know how to speak up in the calibration meetings. Okay, you know how to make a strong, compelling case for why this highly valuable team member should get what they want. But when it comes to you getting what you want, first of all, you may not even know. That's the other thing, is by the time we're having this conversation, oftentimes the leader has usually watered down and disconnected from what they really want in their career, right? It's not even on the radar. It's not on the radar. The demands and the responsibilities of their role are so great that it completely eclipses what they actually want in their career. And that's why they hire someone like me. Okay, that's why they hire someone like me. It reminds me of the earlier months in my life as a mom. When I was a new mom, okay, with a child that was months old, I remember I would go an entire day sometimes and I wouldn't eat. And I'd be focused on ensuring they were eating. Okay. Usually I nursed both my kids. So I'd be nursing round the clock, forgetting that I myself hadn't actually eaten more than like maybe a cracker or a slice of toast. There were days like that. Lots of days like that, right? Making sure everybody else is good. Everybody else has what they need because they depend on me, right? Forgetting that I also need to be well. The same is true here, okay? If you're a leader of people who's experiencing this, you likely already know the analogy of putting your own oxygen mask first before you can help somebody else. This applies here too. It's the same thing. It's the same principle. You can't effectively lead others if you're not leading yourself first, okay? Your ability to command and negotiate what it is that you need Whether we're talking about you getting a higher comp package because due to this restructuring that's happened, you now have 15 new team members that you're responsible for. Or whether it's you negotiating a seat at the next cohort for the most elite executive leadership development program. Maybe your company has a program with Harvard or LSE or INSEAD or Wharton. And so you are saying, I want to get I want to get a seat at that cohort. Whatever it is, you add whatever it is that you want, whatever matters to you, okay? Your ability to ask for that, to command it, to negotiate, to ultimately get the results that you want will impact your career trajectory. So it's not just about the success of your teams. It's not just about making sure that your most valuable team members are taken care of. What about you? What about you? What do you want? What are your goals? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? And this is why even many of our leaders who are VP and SVP will still join our Career Catapult program. They'll still do the program on how to land their next role, how to land an internal promotion. And they don't see it as too rudimentary because they understand, yeah, they want to be better leaders, but they also have goals. They have actual, tangible, time-bound goals that they want to accomplish, and they need the structure and the accountability, okay, and the tools to make that happen. So here's what I want to bottom line this, okay? If you find yourself as a leader at this level, VP, SVP, and you are only considering or working with a coach who's giving you sort of the overall leadership coaching, how to be a better leader, how to communicate better, how to have better executive presence, how to build relationships, and there's no element of that relationship that is focused on action plans, tangible, basic, go back to the basics. What do you want and what is the timeline and how is it going to happen? If there's no element, if that's not a strong element of the program you're in, what will happen is you'll end up doing this program, you'll feel like you're a better leader, you'll feel like you're a better communicator, and your goals will not be any closer to materializing because you didn't have a plan to make it happen. Remember, you are also a team member. You're not just a leader, you're also a team member. I don't care what level you're in. Even the CEO is a team member. Okay. So remember that the next time you are tempted to put your goals, your career goals on the back burner so that you can serve everybody else. Servant leadership is important, yes. Okay. But servant leadership doesn't mean that you completely neglect your career goals, because ultimately what that leads to is you will end up resentful, you'll end up disillusioned, you'll end up dissatisfied. And who wants to work for that person? Thank you so much for listening. Share this episode with someone who is currently a leader, a VP, SVP, who knows that they want more in their career, but may have lost sight of that. Maybe the last time you talk to them or the last few times you talk to them, all they can talk about is their team. All they can talk about is somebody else's goals. They have lost sight of their own career goals. Share this with them. This may just be the thing that gets them back on track so they can accomplish the thing that matters to them. Thanks again. See you soon.